So today our conversation is going to be titled, I Hate It When I Fail.
We all have a satisfaction associated with doing something that somebody finds useful.
So, failure, wow, that's a big topic, right? And every time we do something that someone doesn't approve of, it feels like a failure. And we learn, from a young age to seek approval because it's how we get good grades, it's how we get food, it's how we get, pats on the head for a clean room or making your bed or whatever it is that you do. But we carry that too far to where failure is somehow a bad thing. And in the beginning, when we're young, maybe it is a bad thing. You don't do what you're supposed to do. You don't eat all your food. You don't get dessert or something. Whatever that is. But we learn this thing that's like we're so failure averse that we stop trying to do things and we end up living in a rut. I'm not going to try that because why? Because I might fail. I might look stupid. I might be embarrassed, right? And so the thought is today is to think about failure differently. Failure is feedback. It means that approach didn't work. So let's talk about learning to ski or snowboard or some other sport, and you do something and it doesn't work. You fall down, or you shoot a basket and it doesn't go in. That's a failure. And the feedback is, okay, move your elbows, stand differently, don't move this way, use your knees, whatever the feedback needs to be to make it work. That is a good failure. So you learn things that don't work so you can do things that do. When we talk about personal development or taking risks or getting out of your comfort zone, that's a whole different thing. Holy cow, sneezing on camera. Anyway, so I hate it when I fail is a feeling that gets in the way of much, much progress because we've learned to be so scared of failure that we don't try. We don't try new and difficult things. We essentially give up before we start. Why? Because we're afraid we'll fail. Now, here I'm in the studio, and of course, this is where I'm making lots of music, and I'm going to make some more videos today as I work on some songs, because I have a commitment by September 15th, which is about 60 days from today, to have 5 more songs done. That's a lot. And so there's going to be a lot of time spent down here in the recording studio, and especially over there in the vocal booth. And if I take the point of I hate it when I fail, I'm never going to get done, because most of the vocal takes that I use, I'm not going to use. Most of the drum programming or parts that I play, I won't use. Only after I've played it 10, 20, 30, 50 times. Oh, I like that one. And so there's 49 failures, if you want to look at it that way. And so many people do. So I have people that I talk to about coaching, about growth, about transformation, about depression, about all of these sort of transformational things. And you'd be surprised how often I hear this. What are you willing to do to make that goal happen? Ooh, I'll do anything. Oh, okay. Why don't we start with this behavior and do these? Oh, well, no, that's too hard. And so we lie to ourselves because we want to avoid that notion of failure, of that notion of not being acceptable. And it goes back to when we're young. You're not okay if you do this. You get in trouble if you do that. And so we carry that forward, and we now think that when someone doesn't like something we do, that somehow we're in trouble and we're held back from doing things that we could do. So here are some suggestions. When you think about when a fear comes up for you, like you don't want to, I had a client that didn't want to make videos, like for their Facebook channel or whatever, right? And they needed to for marketing. And it was so terrifying for her that she told me, I told her during one coaching session, she had absolute an assignment. She couldn't go to bed till there was a video up. So she did it. But what she told me later was she had cried all the way home from where we were meeting and finally put the video up. Since then, learning that it's not that hard and it's not terrifying and nobody will kill you or anything, she does it regularly now. So what is it that you're afraid of in the failure, right? Often it's just this gnawing fear that somehow we'll be not okay. Someone will, laugh, or we'll look stupid, or I'll sneeze on camera like I just did. And somehow that's going to be a death blow, right? That we've somehow suffered that because we failed. Now, first of all, I would challenge what the meaning of failure is. If your goal was to make a video, then you made a video, and that's a success. If your goal was to make an Oscar-winning performance on the first try, probably not so much. So one thing that helps with overcoming this fear of failure, I hate it when I fail and therefore I don't try things, is what exactly does fail or succeed mean? Let's define success. Success is I took a walk today if I'm starting an exercise program. Success doesn't mean I lost 5 pounds in a day. Success means I got up in front of an audience and just said hello and was there for 30 seconds. That's success today. Not I gave an award-winning speech and won Toastmasters Speaker of the Year on my first try. So first of all, one way to overcome this, I'm afraid, deathly afraid to fail, or hate it when I fail, is define success in a small way so you can have a win. Because when you feel like you accomplished something and you win, you get a little shot of dopamine, that feels good, and that fuels, guess what? More efforts. The goal is, so set smaller goals. Be consistent, because when you try something once, it's just like working out. So you get up, you go work out, you're sore the next day, and so you don't, and then you're done. Consistency is a big way to get over that fear of failure. So do something regularly every day or twice a day, depends on what it is, for some period of time. And so the commitment isn't, I'm going to make a video a day forever. The commitment is for the next 5 days. I'm going to put something up no matter how small. Now that is a very achievable and powerful goal that if you accomplish it and you do it just for those 5 days, you will have taken a big step forward to getting over that whole piece of fear. Now I want to say one final thing here, and that's the idea that failure is to be feared. What if the story is failure is to be embraced? What if you change the story to I love it when I fail? I learned one more thing not to do, and I had fun trying. If I hated failing, I never would have learned to ski. I never would have learned to snowboard. I never would have done those things. I expected it. I would fall, and sometimes in a horrific fashion, and I would laugh because I expected to do that when I was pushing the envelope or trying something that was just at the edge or slightly past my skill level. So the idea that failure is to be feared or that it's bad is completely wrong anyway. Failure is to be expected, it is to be embraced, and you look forward to it. Not that I'm saying you're not trying to have success, but it's just a milestone. It's just a stepping stone. So change the story to I love it when I fail. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the videos. Take this opportunity, leave a comment, subscribe most of all, and don't forget to spread the word about this channel.